listeners all over the world. This is BVI Channel 1. As you can see, unlike me in an office like this, with a young lady putting up a very beautiful smile there. Yeah, this lady, we've come to obtain advice and counsel from her based on some complaint a lot of our people, beginning from the inclusion or exclusion of daughters from their Igbo. That is one. Other complaint I'm with is about the issue of properties. You know, the inclusion of these daughters in an Igbo into their father's will to, you know, get possession of their properties or have a say in their father's properties and business. Then another one is marriage. Hi, if I want a marriage these days in amazing so and information can a lot of people lack, ranging from the man died, go find an account. All of that, and so many times they have taking leverage of this ignorance of so many people in Igbo. When the man died, the woman and the children begin to suffer because they know they can't have access to those funds. Now, again, another issue people will bring it up that, you know, they keep asking, and that is why we came to this place to get a fresh counsel and advice from this young, viable, and intelligent lawyer. The last one, which is the issue of properties. We've talked about properties. I've talked about properties. I've talked about being part of the will, the joint account, something to have access to your of them, the will. Then dispossession of properties from maybe a widow and all of that. How do they go about all this in order to make sure that so I'm privileged to introduce to you Chinyerugo, barrister, a very young one at that. It's a pleasure to have you on this media chat.
Thank you so much.
All right. Now, you've heard all I've told my viewers out there who have been bringing this complaint and concerns to us. And that is why we've come to get your advice, your opinion. Beginning with one able, you know, a partaker in the father's property or in the father's will. You know, what's your say about that? Or any provision of make it, and then because we're trying to balance the contradiction between the traditional custom or customary law and the secular law in Nigeria today. So when you make it as an advice or your opinion on parents including their daughters in their will.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad that you people could make it to this film.
Okay.
First of all, I like to encourage people. I like to encourage men and women who are well-to-do and have some properties or some money or some kind of real estate. They should try and do their will. Doing a will, first of all, I like to enlighten that doing a will doesn't mean that you're dying tomorrow. Somebody can do a will today and they will execute it in 20 years' time. The only thing you have to do is just to be renewing it at every given time. And will also help you to organize your life and organize your family when the person is no more. Because when you don't have a will, your family will turn to shred and it can turn apart. There was a case that we handled in court some time ago. A woman died leaving so many estates and so many things to the children and the husband. You know who took the husband to court? The children. You know, the case was against the men of the sons of the wife against the daughters and the father. Why? Because she knew she has so many properties and she had so many things, and she couldn't, write it and say this is for this person, this is for this person. And and again, women tend to be cheated when it comes to will, because men believe that women, they don't have right to their father's property. Hell no, it's not like that. The only way I can tell you that a woman doesn't have right to her father's property is the lands in the village. And most women are not interested in the lands in the village. But when it comes, I think Lagos State has even enacted a law that even women, they are entitled to their father's properties or their mother's properties, because they are also children too, irrespective that they have married and they had gone. So, but if they have gone to their husband's house, they've not gone totally from their father's house, they still come back to their father's house. So my view is that every man or woman that has come to a particular time of their life should at least organize your life and your family by doing a will. It doesn't cost so much to do a will. You can even do it by yourself, sign it, and just go and deposit it somewhere. Or you can even find a trusted somebody that you can just give it to, or you can even deposit it in a bank, or deposit it with your lawyer that will keep it safe for you, who will execute it. But somebody must execute it for you when you are no more. Okay. Somebody who will not be biased. Okay. So, but what I'm trying to say is that we should be able to organize our life. Okay. By so doing, you do a will. If there is no will, stating who and who owns this and who owns that, the men, they can set the women apart. Except the women are informed and they are learned, they can go to court and start dragging it. Okay. And by the time they start dragging it, government will become interested. And by the time they will finish it, we finish the matter. Our judiciary is one kind in quote. It may take years. Yeah. And by the end of the day, so many people will lose interest in the matter. So instead of costing your children a lot of things to go wrong. Yeah. And again, enmity will come between the children. Yeah. Because when this person thinks you're taking something from me, like if something like that comes to my office, most times I don't like doing litigation on it. I try to do negotiation, ADR. I try to mediate and I'll try to negotiate and I try to come in terms with peace. Okay. Even if it will warrant the women to just lose some part of it, but let them gain at least more and let the guys take. But let there be peace at the end of the day in the family. So I'll advise every person watching me that once you attend to a particular level of your life, even if it's 1 naira you have, try and make a will so that your women or your daughters, they can be able to get something out of what you have.
There's something you mentioned there. First, you mentioned Lagos State enacting a law. Now here in Igbo land, enacting such laws, do you think that it's going to contradict with the tradition of some mentality of people who believe that Igbos don't include ladies in their will and all that? Because it's more predominant here.
Yeah, it will not contradict. Law is made by somebody. Okay. Custom is being enacted by somebody. Okay. It's what the Igbo say that custom is custom.
Okay. And you think it is better that even in Igbo land, they should, in fact, the government in Southeast in Igbo land should make sure that they enact such laws to protect the girls?
Of course, you know why? Because when you give birth to 4 children, 4 female and a male child, how many children would
you say you have 4 children? If
you have 4 children, 4 sons and 1 daughter,
then you have 5 children.
You have 5 children.
Yes.
So when it comes to sharing properties of the man, they will say you have 4 sons.
I understand you.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So if that and most times even women that came out from this kind of families, wealthy families in quotes, they may end up marrying a man who is not so well to do. That kind of a thing. And at the end of the day, they will be referring that your father is one kind person that was rich before, and meanwhile somehow you are not. And if your brothers are enjoying your father's properties.
And that's deprivation.
Exactly. Oh. If I'm permitted to speak Igbo.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. The ones I'm not always interested is the lands in the village. For goodness sake. Even as a woman, Monopoly not something that your father built in the township, companies and all that. I think it is fair for the guys to include women. Okay. No consideration is our right, because we are children too.
Okay. Now another thing there is the issue of will. What is the right time to make a will for a man?
There is no right time as long as you're rich. As long as you have.
Is it only rich people that makes will?
Will is what you get. If you don't have anything, what are you waiting?
Okay.
So
well,
you want to will your life.
Okay.
Except you want to win where you want to be buried.
Okay.
Or I don't think there is anything like that.
Okay.
But there is no particular time. Seriously, there is no particular time.
It's important for everybody to organize
it
his
is
family.
really important.
Okay.
The families are turning apart. Enmity in most families in Igbo land. You can, I wish you can. Sometimes you see a lot of disputes in land is among families. I don't want to start calling names, but a lot of reputable people in Anambra State, in particular, in quote, going to court in respect of what their father got. And for goodness sake, you as a man say, why fighting over what your father gained? Not be your fellow man with that. Make your own money. You understand? That's what I mean. But if your father, like, own has is an it doesn't stop me from my own money. I like my own money so much. Even what my husband has is an adage to me.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that I will not struggle. It doesn't mean I will not work hard to be able to make my own money. Because if you have your own money, trust me, you will not be fighting over somebody else's money. Exactly. Heritage. Yeah. It's only when you don't have things that you will start looking for heritage. Young men out there, wealthy, or wealthy too, and you're still coming up, try and make something out of your life so that whatever your parents left for you, it will be an adage to what you will have.
All right, now one important thing that we're going to touch before we wrap up this media chat with you is the issue of joint account. So many guys are saying that I'll come make a joint account with this girl or this lady now go that kind of a thing. And you are laughing. Now tell us, what do you think about that? Because there will be a lot of issues that I know you talk about that come to your table to address.
Joint account is in both ways. There's advantage of it, there's disadvantage of both joint account. In as long as law recognizes joint account, laymen recognize joint account too, and banks encourage joint account, not because of what they will get, but because of things that will come after it. First of all, let me start with the advantage of joint account. Before I say that, it depends on the kind of wife that you're married to, or the kind of husband that you're married to, because it's in both ways. There are women that they are richer than their husbands.
Like the woman you mentioned that died, had a lot of
yes, yes.
Okay.
And guess what? That woman lost so many amount of money in the bank when she was gone, because before the family could have gotten do the necessary documentation and get letter of administration for them to be able to get the money, time had gone. And mind you, when you even get the whole everything and go to bank, it's the money that bank told you that is there now. But had even that woman had a joint account with the husband, or people on but the husband can go to the bank and have access to the money.
Yeah, exactly.
So what I'm trying to say is that before you interrupted me on that one, joint account is in both ways. There are women that are richer than their husband. There are some men that are richer than their wives. Okay, Bible says that, or rather, church people say, once a wife and a woman comes together, they become one. Yeah. So it's in both ways. Sometimes we don't appreciate marriage. If you marry a woman as herself, and the woman sees you as herself, there will be no need for cheating. But most times when men denies the request of a joint account, it's because they don't trust their wife. Okay. Because if you trust the person that you're dealing with, I don't think there's a problem. Like me, the time I met my husband, the first thing we did was to open an account, a joint account, even before he paid my bride price. Yeah. So what does that tell you? Is trust. And if you marry a woman who is diligent with money and who is conservative with money, she'll be able to manage your money well. Mm-hmm. And it comes in another way. If you marry an extravagant woman, she will scatter the whole thing. So what kind of woman do you marry?
And what kind of
man do you marry?
Okay, that's very important.
And again, if the man, there are some men that marry with the intuition that they want to marry this woman because she is rich, you will get out of the marriage. Such people, you will not entrust them with your money.
Vice versa.
Actually, it's because it's consigned man now.
Yes, of course.
No. Most times,
some ladies will go out there. They are looking for people that are already made.
The woman may not has come with the money, even though few may do, but a man, if a man marries you because of what he will get, trust me, once he finish getting what he wants, he will have scorn.
Okay.
You will not see him again. But what I'm trying to say is that joint account is very, very necessary where the marriage is in harmony.
Okay, and trust.
And trust.
Okay.
Then why I'm saying the advantage in trust and joint account is that when the man or the woman is gone, bankers have undi on your copy.
Okay.
They know when somebody is deceased, and when that person is deceased, it's the amount of money that they tell you that is in that account that will be there, even when you have proof. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
So it's always safer for you to have a joint account with your wife that will help each of you to have access to it, so that when the other person is no more, the other person will not be stranded. That is the essence of joint account. But me, I will advise it can only work when the marriage is in harmony. So the only thing is that man, the kind of man you marry, and know the kind of woman you marry. If it's a woman who is promiscuous and a woman who is shopaholic, please, I don't know, I'll not tell you not to open joint account, but I'll tell you to try and make her understand, because it's very important.
What of having a separate, a multiple account where you can manage you have reasonable access to fund, and not all the fund that will eat deep into your account?
It's still okay. Joint account doesn't mean you carry all your money and put in one bank.
Okay.
No. Like some people, they will do it this way. Okay, we are opening a joint account, baby. See what we're going to do. We're going to be depositing 20,000 naira in this account every month, in case if we are stranded in the future. It's a kind of preparing yourself and arranging yourself for the future. Some people will always go at the length of opening an account for each and every one of their children. As okay, I'm opening, like me, I opened an account for my baby. Immediately I give birth to her, and every money she got as a token from people, I deposited it for her there. And every month I put money for her there. That does not mean that when I'm stranded for money tomorrow, or my husband is stranded for money tomorrow, we'll not go down deep hand and collect money and solve our problem.
Won't you take it to court?
No, she will not. It's the money we saved for her. She didn't beg us to do that.
Okay.
But God forbid, maybe we'll not even reach to that point.
Yeah.
And by the time she's 18 years and she's into university, maybe that money will even train her through school.
Okay.
You can never know.
Advice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that joint account is not necessarily meaning to save money. It means maybe we are just putting this money here to use it and be paying rent. Or we are putting this money here to use it and be running the home. Okay. But if the money gets bigger and bigger and bigger, or maybe let's open a joint account for us to use it and get a house, or buy a house, or buy a land. Yeah. Things like that. It's just a kind of organizing yourself and depriving yourself something out of what you're getting to be able to achieve a particular goal. But the parties must be in a very good harmony to be able to achieve it.
Wow, we can't really extract all these wonderful things from you, because you are just more than a lawyer. Aww. You're not speaking like a lawyer today. You're speaking like a counselor. And I know that a lot of people out there who are people like me that know this. I am a very big nobody when it comes to law. You go to this constitution and all this law up and down. I don't know how to do that. Now, a lot of people out there who are watching, I believe you have had her, and you would like to get more information from her, like a way of counseling, direction, and all that advice. Please, you can contact her from the number you're seeing right there on the screen. She's right here in Enugu, and she's doing very well. She has this is your new chambers, right?
Yes.
And she's just doing very wonderfully well. She's resident here in Enugu, in Igboland, and she understood Igbo.
And I'm only Igbo.
I really appreciate you on this.
Thank you so much.
She, that's what we normally call her. Very, very wonderful person. So keep in touch with her from the number there. Call her. She will be free to counsel you, and all of that. And that is the value we want to bring to our people.
And I'm sorry if I'll cut you short. And for those some widows that their things are being the properties of their husbands are being deprived from them, I will advise them they can go to court and they can get all their properties back from whoever that is persecuting them, even if it's your husband's siblings. It's your right. Okay. It's your right, because when you're making the money with your husband, they were not there. So don't be. I will tell my audience, don't all. Handle such case. Yeah, we do. And why it's always like that is because most landlords, they don't give lawyers their properties to manage for them. They are doing it all by themselves. Because if a lawyer is managing your property, the lawyer will know who is the owner of the property. And when the lawyer knows the owner of the property, he knows the wife of the owner. So when anybody that is coming to say this is my brother's property, for goodness sake, why would somebody be fighting over somebody? It's so annoying, you know, and so appalling.
And some people are
you know,
silent
and some people, yeah, they don't.
Finally,
They don't.
before I go, in fact,
They
you're
don't.
pulling me back again into
They
this
don't.
program. Finally, before we go, from the charges lawyers are, charging for their services is quite exorbitant. Some people have complained the reason why they can't go to court because they can't afford it.
No,
So,
no.
what's your? I wouldn't say too much on that, but I believe that as you are looking at her, humanity be Juliet.
No. In this law firm, we don't really. It's not about what we'll get. It's about how many people we'll reach. That doesn't mean that we don't use money to run the firm, but at least we make it very, very affordable to people. You know, when you look at somebody, you know what the person can afford.
Yes.
Yeah. When you look at somebody and you know this person cannot afford something, you can be able to make impact on the person and do the matter for the person.
Yeah.
There are pro bono cases. You know, everything is not all about money. A pro bono cases can get you 1 million naira case.
Yeah.
When you do a pro bono, it can link you to a very big case. That's what people don't know. So in this law firm, we don't do. It's not all about money. Yeah, by God's grace, we are doing well.
That is why
by God's grace.
That is why we singled you out from among every other lawyer, young lawyers, to have a shout with you because we know the kind of people that flow with us. Dictionary work, and we identify like-minded people that want to add value to the society, to humanity, and to our homeland, Igboland. How can identify on this program? And we appreciate Chichi. Contact her on the numbers you're seeing on the screen for advice, for counseling, for litigations, and all that. She will handle that, and you will be safe. And honestly speaking, thank you for watching. This is BVI Channel 1, wrapping up on this media show with my own sister.